You ever get to the end of the month and just sort of wonder where all your money actually went?
Oh, yeah.
It feels like you're putting in the work, right?
Right, yeah.
But your savings account isn't exactly, I don't know, doing a celebratory dance.
No confetti there.
Exactly. And trust me, you are absolutely not alone in feeling that way.
It's that, like, universal experience, isn't it? Watching your hard-earned cash seemingly evaporate.
Yeah, like you blinked and poof, it was gone. Okay, well, this time we're going to shine a bit of a light into that financial mystery.
Good.
Our mission for this deep dive is to uncover 15 realistic and get this actually enjoyable ways to save money.
Enjoyable. Okay, I'm listening.
Right. Without feeling like you've, joined a monastic order or something. We're talking about the kind of practical, everyday strategies that real people use to grow their savings and still, enjoy life's little pleasures.
And the insights we're exploring today, they come from a really engaging piece. It focuses on smart, sustainable ways to save, finding that sweet spot.
The sweet spot, exactly. Building your financial future without feeling constantly restricted.
Right.
So think of this as your express lane to understanding effective saving. We've sifted through the details to bring you the key takeaways, those aha moments that can genuinely reshape how you think about your spending and saving.
Complicated finance jargon, just actionable stuff.
Just actionable ideas to get you thinking. Okay, let's unpack this. Starting with maybe the most fundamental step, knowing exactly where your money is currently going.
It has to be the bedrock, doesn't it? You can't really course correct if you don't know your starting point.
Right.
And the article really emphasizes tracking every single expense, even the tiny ones.
Yeah, that morning coffee, that little impulse donation at the checkout.
They genuinely add up, sometimes in really surprising ways.
Right. And the article gives these super relatable examples that really land. You think, oh, it's just a few dollars here and there. But
so then you see the monthly total, and it's a real eye-opener.
Totally.
Yeah.
The piece suggests using apps, like Mint or Y&E.
Or even just a spreadsheet. Or a notebook.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever works to just get that clear, honest picture.
And what's fascinating there is just the sheer power of that awareness. The article mentions how many people are genuinely astonished, like truly surprised by how much they spend on things they barely register.
Oh, yeah. Like those streaming services you forgot you had.
Totally. Or the convenience of food delivery. Or those almost subconscious add-to-cart clicks online.
Guilty. It's so true. But once you have that actual data, you're, empowered, right? You can make informed choices, not just guessing.
Exactly. Which naturally leads to the next crucial step, creating a spending plan you can actually stick with.
And the article really highlights the sustainable part of this. Moving away from those, super restrictive budgets that feel impossible.
Yeah, those ones that just set you up to fail. The goal isn't deprivation. It's about being, deliberate, intentional with your money. The article points out key categories: rent, food, transport, and crucially, fun money.
Yes, that fun money bit is so important. A budget that totally eliminates enjoyment is, it's doomed.
Almost certainly destined to fail, yeah. It's all about finding a healthy balance.
And I really like the article's idea of a reward system. Like if you manage to save in one area,
you can roll those savings into your fun money pot.
Exactly. It creates these little positive reinforcements, keeps you motivated.
That's smart psychology. It reframes budgeting not as punishment, but as a tool, really. A tool to help you enjoy the things you value more.
Yeah, the article makes a great comparison. Like a budget is like a GPS for your money.
Guiding you towards your destinations, not just putting up roadblocks. Love that.
Okay, so you've got the awareness, you've got a realistic plan. What's next?
Well, the article then dives into smart spending habits. And one of the first big ones is tackling recurring costs.
The dreaded subscription creep.
Oh, it's such a silent drain, isn't it? You sign up for a free trial, life gets busy.
And suddenly you're paying for 3 music streaming services you barely use.
Exactly. So the article's advice is super practical. Just comb through your bank and credit card statements. Really look.
Seriously, make a list. Every single subscription. And ask yourself honestly, do I use this? Really use this?
Does it add enough value to justify the cost? The article points out, canceling just a few of these could easily save you $30, maybe $50 a month.
Which is what, up to $600 a year? That's not nothing.
Not at all. Think about what you could do with that extra cash.
A weekend trip, pay down some debt, boost your savings.
Right, it's tangible money. And it's amazing how easily those charges just slip under the radar, you know? They become invisible until you actively look.
So true. Okay, another really effective smart spending habit the article mentions, the 48-hour rule.
Ah, yes. For those non-essential impulse buys.
I've actually used this one. It really works sometimes.
It's remarkably simple, isn't it? But powerful. You see something you want, not something you need.
Right, the shiny new gadget, the cool jacket.
You just wait 48 hours before buying it. That little cooling off period lets you step back from the immediate impulse.
And you ask yourself those key questions the article mentions. Do I really need it? Will I still want it in 2 days? Is it actually good value?
It taps into how that emotional intensity around wanting something tends to fade.
It really does. And the article nails it. You'd be surprised how often that strong urge just evaporates after 2 days.
Yeah. Your rational brain gets a chance to catch up with the impulse.
It brings intentionality back into your buying, moving away from those purely emotional, spur-of-the-moment buys.
The ones that often lead to regret later, definitely.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Everyday expenses. The article makes a really strong case for cooking at home more.
Yeah, and they frame it nicely, not as a chore, but as something potentially enjoyable.
Right, like hosting Cook with Friends nights or trying new recipes.
Or batch cooking for the week ahead, which not only cuts down on eating out or delivery costs.
Which can be huge.
Right. But it's often healthier, too. And maybe even tastier, if you put a little effort in.
Totally agree. And then there's being smarter about what you buy, not just how often. The article really pushes exploring used items, borrowing, swapping.
Yeah. Yes. This is so resourceful and better for the planet, too.
Why buy a brand new tool you'll use once?
Exactly. Borrow it. Or check for a tool library. Need a fancy outfit. Secondhand stores can be amazing. Or organize a clothing swap.
For sure. And online marketplaces. Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Craigslist. They can be absolute treasure troves for books, furniture, electronics.
Often at a fraction of the cost of new. It's about shifting that mindset, you know, not always defaulting to buy new.
It encourages a more community-focused, sustainable way of getting things, which has benefits way beyond just the money saved.
Definitely.
Okay, so we're being more mindful shoppers. How do we make the actual saving part easier? The article talks about automation.
Automating savings. This is a real game changer for so many people.
How does it work? Exactly.
Simple, really. You set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your savings account every payday.
So it's like paying yourself first.
Precisely. It becomes a non-negotiable bill. And even a small amount, like the article says, maybe $25 a week.
That adds up to $1,300 over a year.
Exactly. It really uses that out of sight, out of mind principle.
You just get used to not having that money in your main account, and your savings just grow without constant effort.
Yeah, it takes the willpower element out of it, mostly. And the article also mentions using multiple savings accounts for different goals. I think that's really motivating.
Oh, totally. Like having a vacation fund or an emergency fund or a new car fund.
Exactly. Visualizing that progress towards something specific makes saving feel much more tangible, less abstract.
Right. Okay, now let's look at an area we often overlook. Home energy costs. The article has some really practical tips here.
Yeah, simple habit changes can make a noticeable difference, like unplugging electronics when you're not using them.
The vampire drain.
Exactly. They still draw power even when off. Switching to LED bulbs, using a programmable thermostat.
Washing clothes in cold water. Does that really save much?
It does. Heating water takes a lot of energy. And air drying clothes instead of using the dryer.
Okay, makes sense. And the article estimates potential savings, like $10 to $30 a month just from small things.
Yeah, just from things like remembering to turn off lights when you leave a room. It might not sound like a fortune.
But it adds up over a year.
Yeah.
Like that $600 from subscriptions. These things compound.
They really do. Plus, many of these habits are good for the environment, too. It's a win-win.
Okay, what about rewards programs? The article touches on using them wisely.
Yeah, strategically. Cashback apps like Rakuten or Honey can give you a small percentage back on stuff you were buying anyway.
And store loyalty programs, groceries, pharmacies.
Those can offer discounts. And rewards credit cards can be good.
If, and this is a big if
you have the discipline to pay the balance in full every single month. Otherwise, the interest charges wipe out any benefit.
Absolutely key. The article rightly warns against overspending just to chase points or cash back.
That completely defeats the purpose, doesn't it? Use them as a bonus on necessary spending, not an excuse to buy more.
Makes sense. Okay, here's one that sounds a bit intense. The no-spend challenge.
Yeah, it's like a financial reset button.
So you just don't spend money?
Well, you pick a time frame, a weekend, a week, maybe even a month, and you commit to spending only on absolute essentials. Groceries, essential bills, nothing else.
Wow, okay. What are the benefits, according to the article? Besides saving money, obviously.
It helps break ingrained spending habits. It forces you to get creative and resourceful with what you already own.
I can see that. It makes you really aware of where your money usually goes.
Yeah, and challenges your assumptions about needs versus wants. It's powerful.
And speaking of saving on things you already pay for, negotiating bills. Is that really a thing?
Oh, it can be surprisingly effective. The article encourages actively calling your providers.
Like your internet or phone company?
Yeah. Ask about current promotions. Review your insurance policies. Can you get better rates? Even call your credit card company and ask them to lower your interest rate.
Really? People do that?
Absolutely. These proactive calls can lead to real monthly savings. The article's advice is simple. Don't be afraid to ask.
What's the worst they can say? No.
Exactly. But the potential upside is definitely there. It's about empowering yourself as a consumer. Loyalty doesn't always mean the best price.
Good point. Okay, buying in bulk. The article has a nuanced take on this, right? It's not always savings.
Precisely. It can be great, but you need to be smart about it.
Right.
Focus on non-perishables, household staples you use constantly, things you can freeze.
But the crucial condition is,
Only buy quantities you will realistically use before they expire or go bad.
otherwise you're just wasting food and money.
Right. Creates waste, negates the savings. Makes total sense.
Okay. And on the flip side of spending, finding free fun.
Yes, the article has a fantastic list of ideas. Your local community is often full of free entertainment.
Like what?
Local events, festivals, community classes, outdoor concerts, hiking trails, library programs.
Museum free days? Those are great.
Exactly. The article even suggests making it a game. How much fun can you have without spending a dime?
I love that. It shifts the focus from what you're giving up to what you're gaining in experiences.
It encourages you to explore your own backyard with fresh eyes, discover hidden gems.
Okay, here's a really practical one. Learning basic DIY and repair skills.
Super empowering. The article highlights how even small tasks can save you real money over time.
Like sewing on a button instead of buying a new shirt.
Or fixing a leaky faucet yourself instead of calling a plumber right away. These basic skills prevent paying for professional help.
And the article points to resources like YouTube. You can learn almost anything there.
Totally. Fixing a running toilet, cleaning an AC filter, mending clothes. It saves money and boosts your confidence.
Gives you that sense of self-sufficiency, less dependence on paying for every little thing.
Exactly.
And finally, the article gets into something pretty fundamental, a mindset shift, moving away from just consuming all the time.
This is where the really deep, lasting change happens, recognizing how much advertising influences us, questioning if buying more stuff actually makes us happier.
It's a big one.
Yeah. The article encourages shifting towards creation over consumption.
What does that look like?
Painting instead of buying art, journaling or exercising instead of retail therapy, creating content instead of shopping out of boredom.
That's a powerful shift. It reframes saving not as denial, but as freeing up resources.
Exactly. Freeing up your time and money for things that genuinely bring meaning and joy, lasting fulfillment.
The article suggests this mental shift can actually transform saving from a chore into just a natural way of life.
And that's the ultimate goal, isn't it? Integrating these smart habits so they feel authentic and sustainable, not like a constant battle.
So there you have it. 15 really practical, hopefully even inspiring ways to save money without feeling totally deprived.
Yeah, the core message really boils down to intention, making smart choices, being mindful about where your money goes. It's not just sacrifice.
And it's so important to remember, small steps add up. Consistency is key. You don't need to do everything overnight.
Absolutely. And be kind to yourself. You'll slip up sometimes. Everyone does.
Yeah.
Focus on progress, not perfection. Just get back on track.
So we really encourage you listening. Maybe pick one or two of these strategies, something that resonates, see how it feels.
Try it out, see what fits your life. You might be genuinely surprised at the difference it starts to make.
Yeah, because ultimately, financial well-being isn't just about hitting a number in a bank account, is it?
Not at all. It's about having the resources, the peace of mind to build a life that feels meaningful to you, to pursue your goals, feel more secure, more free.
These saving strategies are really just tools, pathways to help you build that larger vision for yourself.